Hello, 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 hello. My name is Asherah and welcome to my unique PhD journey. I'm exploring dissociative identity disorder / psychosis with conscious expansion, blending the 3D academic world with my 5D spiritual practices. I'm also training as a shamanic practitioner and bringing my gifts as a clairvoyant and a medium. As we dive in, please note that when I am channeling spirit, the insights are personal and spiritual, they are not clinical. While I have academic training in mental health, this journey is about authentic multidimensional exploration. So let's embark on this journey together and uncover the intersections of science and spirit. Hi. Let me timestamp it. So it is Tuesday the 9th of December and it's 7:59 in the morning. So I was just getting ready because I'm leaving out in a bit, and I was letting YouTube just do its thing as I do, and one of Bronwyn's readings come on. I don't think it was too long ago actually. Just double check.
Like this slime out of my
6 hours ago. So she's just in the middle of describing a dream that she had. And the dream that she had was that she was dreaming and she just started pulling all this mucus from her nose, coming from like her nose, in the top of her throat, etc. But it was really, really thick stuff. She described it like PVC glue, you know, like the glue in school where you used to cover your hands and peel it off. That's for us that did. But she was just talking about how grungy it was now. I remember describing a vision premonition that I had involving my ex-husband, such man, and it was basically that I'd walked through this swamp and like there was this door, not at the end of the swamp but somewhere within the swamp. There was this door and I was making my way to the door. I knew that I just had to get to the door because once I got to the door and I opened it and I passed through it, that was my new future. You know, like I'm jumping timelines here. So I remember it taking a while for me to get to that door. Like these scenes were coming over a period of time and still do today. You know what I mean? So at this particular scene, as I was getting to the door, there was such man on the floor. I described him in the video that he looked like, you know, the olden day Fly from the 80s, the movie. And my man puts his boss or whoever it is in the machine and he comes out like this worm, sluggish other entity on the floor with one eye and a bald head, and he's dragging himself along the floor type of thing. Like imagine that in black but covered in like, you know, the black oil when all the oil fell into the sea and all the birds and the animals got covered with that really black diesel tarish gooey shit. Imagine that all over this worm-like creature on the floor, but the whole swamp was like it. And as I'm like trailing through it, literally up to knees, I'm trying to get to this door. And as I get to the door, this worm-like creature, such man, yeah, the ex-husband, it's got me by my ankles. And I'm having to slug along with him because I'm not allowing him to stop me. So that was some of the scenes, if you like, of me trailing with this slug-like worm thing attached to me. And then me having to kind of tear myself away from it. And I swear down, the tearing away from this creature was like not being able to breathe. Every time my foot was pulling away, it was like my breath was being taken away at the same time. That was the feeling and the emotion that was trying to emphasize through this vision of how attached I'd been to it. You know, that it felt like there was no air when I was trying to let go of him. Can you imagine? Fuck's sake. I was like, fuck that shit. And sisters taught me how to breathe with no air. So if I've got to go no air, let's go. Do you know what I mean? But there's no way I'm staying hold up, captured or captive with this motherfucker. There is just no fucking way, man. And I went in, man. Over every vision, I'm just drawing away. Sometimes I'm thinking I've gone through the fucking door and they're showing me a vision where I ain't got through the door just yet. it's still driving on me, and I'm like, fucking hell. I swear I felt like I wasn't going to move from that fucking spot with the door handle in my hand, and the door's ajar, and I'm trying to go through it and it won't let go. Over and over again, pulling, ripping away, fighting, trying to see what's behind the door, trying to visualize myself behind the door, trying to move myself forward mentally, emotionally, psychically. It took energy, man. It took time, and it took energy. And then once I got through the door, there was just this grass meadow, you know, like the Sound of Music. And the door was fucking open, and I was like, I ain't looking back. No fucking way, man. This ain't no Sodom and Gomorrah fucking shit. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting caught like that, bitch. I ain't looking back. I don't care what sounds are coming from the door. I don't care what yearning's coming from the door. I'm not looking back. And then every scene, I was just going over this field, this meadow. And every time you could see the door a little bit smaller and smaller in the background. Not me looking back, but, you know, through my eyes at the back of my head. Kind of see where I go on. I can see this door getting smaller and smaller, but I'm still on this fucking meadow. I'm still on a meadow. Just a meadow of grass. You know what I mean? Thinking what I go on. I'm just walking. Next thing you know, I'm in like a jungle area. I'm walking. This is taking months, you know. These visions that are coming. It was only like a week and a half ago. I think I was talking about this story, and I says that I got to the rainbow, and I still had to, when I seen the rainbow, it still took me how many visions to actually get to the end of the rainbow, where there was another door, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? For me to go through. But you know, these scenarios. You're right, Princess? Ready? Okay. These scenarios have really helped free me on a mental level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level. You know, these constant seeing these visions of me walking forward, of me leaving the past behind once and for all. Everybody and everything. But anyway, like, let me put this on because we gotta go in a bit.
And it was pure yellow, and it was really thick, and I was pulling it, and it was just coming out. And I googled it, and I was told that this is like a spiritual cleansing, a spiritual release of something that's been burdening. And I feel like for someone here, something very similar, very similar, if not the same, is happening. It's happening right now as well. And people seem to be, I'm getting like perplexed, like bafflement, confusion. How have you been able to remove that amount of vines, that amount of spells, that amount of negativity that was sent towards you? Like, how did you do that? The answer is pretty clear here. You did that because you healed something within yourself that was connecting you to people from the past. We have blocked here that's come out. And blocked is in reverse, and it says, moved on, nothing to say, stopped calling. Okay? So we're talking about something being unblocked, like your path has been cleared, but it's not just your path. It's like your energy, your energetic body. Let me just push this up a little bit. There we go. Your energetic body, certain energy chakras, energy points have been completely and utterly cleared of stuff that was bogging you down, a little bit like that slime that I was pulling from my face like it was a rope. It was crazy. Because there was no pain whatsoever. It was just really stuck in there. This trapped being in reverse as well. It honestly feels like someone really has released a lot of pain, or they've released a lot of energy that was stuck and stagnant, and they didn't even realize it was. And in doing so, whatever's being sent towards you, it just goes straight over your head. It's going straight over your head. And I don't mean that in the concept of what that means, but just, it's absolute near misses. Miss. They are not able to target you the way they could in the past. They just can't. And there's a lot of talk about this as well. Stuck, no options, and unforgiveness, and it's in reverse. Someone here has forgiven themselves. This is not about forgiveness for others, but forgiven themselves for the energy, the time, the emotion, that you put into people who are toxic, jobs that were toxic, places, things that when we are younger seem so very important, so very pinnacle in, you know, the shaping of ourselves and the relationships that we have. And it's not until we are, you know, we have wisdom from age that we look back and go, that was so not important. That material thing, that shallow friendship or relationship, it was so not important. This is instead. We have here as well, longing, missing you, let's talk and reunion. Okay, so someone is completely out of your energy. Well done you. Well done you. Because honestly, for the dream to show, the slime was almost like, I said this to my boyfriend, it really grossed him out. Think of like PVA glue. When it's drying, let's say you've got it on like a table or something and it's drying, but it hasn't dried in the middle. So there's a film over the top and there's a film under the bottom, but it's still squishy. But it won't squish out unless you really squish it. That is what it was like. So that is a little bit gross, isn't it? So that is what was being pulled out of you. Because the thing is, with my dreams and my dream downloads, my team of highest light and resonance, they tell me, they let me know if the messages are just for me or if these messages are to be shared. And this one was obviously to be shared because this is also to do with you. This is to do with what you have been healing and removing.
Because I think it's quite interesting what she said from a research perspective. She said her team of highest light and resonance, meaning her spiritual esoteric team around her, who she believes is guiding her and giving her information. She just says that her team will tell her what information is okay to share with the collective and what information is just for her personally. And I would say that that is true for me with my spiritual esoteric team. There is information that I share on these videos and there's information that I don't share on these videos depending on what's coming in. And sometimes it can be one message, and as I'm talking I'm hearing something, but I know that's not to share or not to share at this particular point. It might be something to share at a later point, you know. But I just think it's interesting how we're watching these psychic and intuitive tarot readers, how they're connecting with the sources or the entities that they believe that they're connecting with. And again, is it mental health? Are they hearing voices, or are they hearing voices but from the divine?
Moving, stop, look what's behind it. Healing, shut the front door. Hiding, concealing and deception. And then you have self-care, introspection, meditation. Oh my gosh, spirit. Now we've had, this card came out twice for me when I was shuffling. We also have two-faced here with double life, cheater and backstabber. There is somebody, there's somebody who is like floating on the outside of your circle of friends, or on the outside of your associates, of people that you know. And I feel like it's the same person that you have actually got out of your energy. They're like a parasite.
Have you tried to?
Egotistical, opportunist, and fragile. Without a doubt, they're an opportunist.
I think I should.
What did you buy it for?
Yeah, they're trying to get themselves back into your good books.
I bought it for you
But
guys.
this person is, like I said, they're
You
just
got that one for
parasitic.
you,
They
yeah?
will just clog up your veins. They will clog up your sinuses. They're gunky, gooey, yucky. In your feeling silent treatment and left out, they really want you to talk to them. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see, can I get one more? Two more cards? So the first one we have here is possibilities. Follow your dreams, make up your mind, and believe in yourself, and it's in reverse. There has been a lot of spiritual attacks lately. There's been a lot of like spiritual warfare, spiritual or psychic attacks. And I think that the main focus has been in diminishing someone's hope here, hope for the future, the happiness in present. Because if you don't have hope, then you aren't going to be motivated to do anything. You know, the lack of hope is more or less the beginning of depression, no? And that's just my opinion. They really were going for the mental body, the emotional body, especially through the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, because the solar plexus is your place of personal power and joy. It's where your inner child lives.
This is why it's spiritual
also with the
warfare.
sacral chakra to do with family wounds. Family wounds.
Can you put the cup where you can't?
But you were able to heal this, and like I was thinking about the gunk coming out, and it was coming out from the sinuses, so the nose, the hole at the top of the mouth. This is all connected to the throat chakra. Things have been removed, and I don't know if this has to do with words that sting.